I'm not eager to separate people into classes, whether it's black and white or male or female, because once you give yourself permission to set people apart, then you have excuses for treating them differently.
It is extremely important to me that women participate in Rotary. I am convinced that women have given Rotary a new direction.
An organization that excluded women up until 20 years ago really baffled me. I think it's because I'm a member of a generation that has never known many of the boundaries that previous generations have.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Megan Coutinho, our newest member of the Manhattan Beach Rotary Club.
Where's our president? Here I am. Hello, Sheely. How are you? Hi, boys. Hello, Chad.
If you take yourselves back in your imagination to 1905 and ask what the world was like, it was a man's world. And so it was that when Paul Harris gathered his friends together, Rotary started as a men's organization. Over a period of time, more and more women became involved in the business and professional world.
Members of the Duarte, California Rotary Club.
A group of women in Duarte, California wanted to form a Rotary Club. They were denied. They filed suit. It came to the Supreme Court of the United States. At this point, the matter was taken out of the hands of Rotary.
This is World News Tonight.
NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.
Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting.
Rotary clubs are all male, but apparently not for much longer.
There has been a major ruling on sex discrimination from the Supreme Court.
The justices decided that states may require Rotary clubs to admit women.
The question now is how far this decision, which begins in Duarte, California, will reach.
The court specifically ruled today that a Rotary club in Duarte, California had a legal right to admit 3 women under California's non-discrimination law. The court held that the state law served a compelling interest in eliminating discrimination against women, and that clubs like Rotary are not true private associations.
The board took immediate action to open up Rotary in any country where the law required it. But it requires a change to the Constitution, and that took a 2/3 vote.
Go ahead and speak. Speaker number 3.
The issue today is quite simply whether we shall have uniformity among Rotary clubs of the world on the issue of membership based on gender.
I was selected by the board to make a presentation on behalf of the board. I felt that we had to obey the Supreme Court decision of the United States, since Rotary has its headquarters in the United States.
What would happen if this thing was passed would be to create clubs exclusively composed of women, giving competition to the existing lady service clubs.
Compañeros representantes,
my fellow delegates,
deseo recordarles que
I would like to remind you that the world of 1989 is very different to the world of 1905. I sincerely believe that Rotary has to adapt itself to a changing world.
This male-only provision in the bylaws is a great indictment on all of us. It's an indictment of bias, prejudice, and discrimination.
This enactment, if passed, will give the right of the minority in clubs to force their wishes on the majority.
Opposed to the motion, please stand.
Oh, there were feelings pro and con, but at the end of the day, majority feeling was that the time was ripe to let in women.
For the motion, 328. Against the motion, 117. Therefore, 89-54 is adopted.
We Indians have always supported it. Right from 1972, one of my colleagues told you in Houston Convention, it is we who proposed to have this, and it was rejected. Now, today it has come up. We're all happy.
How about the vote? How do you feel about it?
Well, I'm not very happy about it.
I see.
Because in Norway we will get quite a few problems with it. But we were divided. We didn't vote jointly.
I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, and we already have several women members. No problems at all. It was time to do it.
You happy with the vote?
Yes, sir.
Surprised by the vote?
A little bit.
I think clubs should be allowed to choose.
Yeah.
But having said that, I think as a wife, and a lot of wives, and I've spoken to my Inner Wheel members, have said that they would prefer women not to be in because Rotary is not like a man at work. Yeah. It's more sociable.
Right.
And when men have, say, their council meetings in the evenings, their wives are going to be wondering, you know, there are women there.
Welcome, Rotarians.
When I was going around the Rotary world trying to talk to people who were concerned about the future of Rotary, I had a little expression that I used. I said, when you're looking for members, look for good Rotarians, and gender is no longer a factor.
A friend called me up and said, Carolyn, I want you to come to lunch tomorrow at Anchorage East. And I said, thank you, Manuel, but no thank you. I'm 40-something, and I've carried the torch enough times, and it's somebody else's turn. I don't want to go where I'm not wanted. He called me the next Tuesday. Manuel called me 4 more Tuesdays, and it was so clear that he wasn't going to leave me alone unless I went to lunch. And so in June, I finally went to lunch with him. And as soon as I walked in the door, the first guy I saw was someone I knew in my regular professional life, and he said, Carolyn, hi. And after the meeting, several other guys came up, shook my hand, said, thank you for coming. Do you think you might want to join Rotary? I hope you come back again. And you know, there it goes. The rest, as they say, is history.
My life as a Rotarian is due to my father being a Rotarian for more than 25 years. It was not until 1994 that women in Honduras joined, and it was in our club. We were the first women here to be part of the Rotary movement. I went through the entire process while I was pregnant. I think that one of the things that motivated me the most was when a Rotarian came and told me that I was wrong, that a pregnant woman could not be a Rotarian, couldn't visit the projects. That got to me, and I said, well, I'll prove to him that I am right, that I can be not just a Rotarian, but a good Rotarian. So that inspired me.
My Rotary journey sort of started when my mom became a Rotarian in March 2001, and I remember making fun of her for the first few months that she was a Rotarian, joking that she was going to have lunch at the old boys club. After finishing college, after starting a career, I wanted something else. I didn't want to just go home after work every day. I wanted to go to bed at night feeling like I'd done some good in the world.
It was 2 months after I joined Rotary. The day before Thanksgiving, I read in the newspaper that our Salvation Army was going to have difficulty preparing and giving away Thanksgiving dinners the next day because they didn't have enough turkeys. Well, Wednesday is when my Rotary Club meets. I read them the article. I said, if you put some money in the hat, I'll buy some turkeys, I'll take them over. In 1 minute, I had $300. I joined Rotary in September, but I became a Rotarian on the day before Thanksgiving in 1987.
In 1996, I was the first female president of my former club, Nueva Tegucigalpa. I was the first female president here in Honduras, and I think the third in Central America. I would love for women to be given a wider arena in Honduras, in every sense, political, economic, business, for us to have more participation. Currently, only a few clubs have opened their doors to women. I hope they will give them this opportunity so women can serve in this excellent organization called Rotary.
What I know is that progress never happens as fast as we want it. But I can swear to you that when it comes to women in Rotary, progress is being made.
And finally a Rotarian. I feel like it's been a long time coming, and yet it happened really quickly. It seems like just yesterday my mom became a Rotarian, and the last 5 years in Los Angeles Rotaract has really flown by, and it feels like the right time to be moving on, joining the big boys and seeing what I can do in the wider organization.
It should be broadcast, and everyone should know the good work that Rotary does, and the good men and women that are part of it.
Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I always thought that in Rotary, the dream job was being a trustee. I just never thought I would have the dream. Look at me now.